out on the water. I want to give a quick shout out. This is an unboxing. Well, it's an unwrapping. There's not even a freaking box with this rod shipped all the way from China. What? So we'll get into that, but I want to give a huge shout out. Today, I'm just at work, minding my own business, and guess what? Yeah, sometimes I watch occasions at work. But the Real Test comes up with a new video out, right? Boom, the clamber, which I've got a clamber. So he starts talking about, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jimmy from RAR. What, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But, and I'm thinking, well, I got one. And then all of a sudden, guess what? Gives me a shout out. Bass and Bones. I'm like, yeah! Because I don't talk to him. But anyway, that's what's going on. So we're gonna jump down here real quick. Well, let me change this deal around. Oh boy, here we go. So here's what we got. And you guys comment if you've ever had a rod from China. I can feel it. That is just like, I think it's just oversized bubble wrap. Is that like, and I can feel that, I'm gonna try to hold it, that this end is where the handle is because the way it's weighted, but I'm pretty sure that is one of my rods coming all the way from China. But anyway, huge shout out to all those guys, actually, the Real Test. If you guys don't know, I'm sure you guys already do, but in case some of you that don't, the Real Test goes in depth on almost all the reels as far as casting shootout and kind of gives little backstories on stuff where it came from. Now I'm going to be doing a backstory on a lot of different things, but real quick before I do this unboxing, this is the combo right here. Let me hold it up. Oh boy. Yes, it's perfectly balanced. It wasn't real scientific, but I did add this handle. When I did, I added weight to where you can balance this thing like perfectly. Anyway, that is what caught my personal best. And if you haven't seen that video, stop right here now and just go back and watch that thing. Caught it last weekend. Guess where I'm going this weekend? You guessed it. Right back to the scene of the crime. Me and Charles are going to hit it at some point. Who put this Diet Coke away? Hang on a second. Oh, that stuff's delicious. Anyway, going back to the scene of the crime. Still my favorite. I know the Real Test did his tests on this. And this, you know, they're both fish band. And yes, they're both good. Here's my only issue, same issue I have with this. This is $300. You can't touch this with a AliExpress reel. You just can't. You can't touch it, in my mind, with any other JDM or any of them. That's it. That's top dog right there, Aldebaran. But this is still top dog. PW100. That's the purple spool. You definitely want the purple upgraded one. And the only reason why it is because of the cost and just how good it works and how small and light it is. It does everything I want it to do. And I know if none of you guys are used to the single lifestyle, you're like, what is wrong with that, guys? With reels, if you're just now new to the channel. The clamber, and if you haven't seen, I did take this one apart, but also at the same time I had this one apart. And they are very closely related. Like they are... Old school guys will know the Alphas and the Pixie. They're not that close, but they share almost all the internals are exactly the same. The spool, of course, is different in the housing, and this has been narrowed up. But like you could basically, I think you could unbolt this whole side, other than the outer. Oh shoot, my mind's escaping me right now. But other than for this side plate. All the internals, drag stars, shaft, all that, the gears will interchange between the two reels. They're that closely related. So anyway, this is only like 65 bucks. This is 120. It's not really actually even an AliExpress reel anymore because you can't get it on AliExpress. You got to go to a different site and buy this reel. So until my other reels, I've got a Black Knight 2 and the Lingle coming. I bought them at the same time. I think they're probably in the same box. I think they came from the same place. And ordered this rod at the same time. I ordered a couple rods. Actually, I may have ordered these a day before, but I ordered a couple rods, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, roughly same day within a 24-hour period anyway. And one of the rods showed up. The other one's behind. There's still 8 after this one that are coming that we're going to do a little checkout, cast keying. Also, I did not plan on getting one of these. Had no intentions on getting one. I traded Charles out of it. He didn't like the tip on the Zephyr. Did a lot of changing on that. Actually, I've got another one coming. And I know some of you guys that are left-handed will be happy to know I'm not going to switch. I just wanted to get one. So I made a deal. I've got a, from one of the guys on BFS Fishing, Jim, I posted an ad about like wanting reels because it takes so long to get them from AliExpress. I'm like, well, I'll just buy some used ones from some guys, you know, here in the States. So I have the original Black Knight coming, which I've owned before. I since sold it off. Charles still has one. I actually fished it. I got a video coming up fishing it. And then I've got a, the blue Spirit Fox coming because, yes, I intend to try that. I got a rod coming that's going to match that, the blue. But I also want to try that just to see how it'll go on my 802 NRX rod. If it matches, you know, what the colors look like. And that NRX is an awesome rod for throwing these also, these shaky heads. So that'll be like the power BFS reel I'll use that for. But he also had a left-handed Zephyr. So I just made a deal on all three of them. And I will try it. I will go out and fish right-handed, left-handed, you know, as far as I'm still going to cast with my right and I'm going to switch and then I'm going to cast with my right and then reel with my left. And I've done it before. I did it one time before. But anyway, let's get on to this unboxing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys up here somewhere and I'll talk while I'm doing that because you know me. That's all I pretty much do is fish and talk. Sometimes I work. All right, stay there. All right, I don't know how far out. I'm going to try to raise you guys up. Show you the back of the truck. Let's get this thing cut open. Because I checked, I don't think it flexed. It doesn't look like it's kinked or nothing popped or anything. So I'm thinking this survived. I don't even know. I looked to see if any of them showed that they were arriving today. And I'm going to show you guys my address so you guys be showing up my door wanting to go fishing. I think. Whoa, I popped one. Did you guys hear that? Oh no, it's very scientific how to open this thing. I'm not sure how you're supposed to open it. It looks like just it's bubble wrap and a whole bunch of tape. I'm curious if any of you guys have had, it's been a year, and I'll talk about that real quick while I'm trying to get this freaking tape and wrap off without cutting into whatever's inside. But the last rod I ordered from AliExpress was the Dragon. And you guys haven't seen that video yet, but I got a video coming out. You'll see me. Well, actually, there is. The one I dropped today, I think, I'm just talking about it, talking about getting rid of it. And guess what? It's already gone. Charles has that one now. That's what I traded the Zephyr for. Look at that. That was just in, that is bubble wrap. Which rod is this? And why did they, I don't know. I guess if it made it, right? I guess I can't knock it if it made it all the way from China and it's not broke, unless I break it right here. That is crazy. Doesn't seem to be broke. Let's see. I don't even know which one. I still don't know which one it is. But yeah, that is insane. Toss that in the trash. Pop one of those. All right, which one is it? Ooh, hang on. I don't even know. I still don't know which one this is. 1.8 UL Golden Mud Carp. I did not order anything that had Golden Mud Carp on it that I know of, unless it was written in Chinese. Still clueless. Still clueless on which picture, which one this actually is. Let's just pull the tip out. Here comes the tip. Hang on. Just trying to push on it. And I'll be honest, this one feels kind of cheaply made, the bag, but I don't use any of these bags. Ooh, it's pink. Oh, I know which one this is. No, I don't. Wait a minute. Do I? No, I don't. I ordered some cheap ones and some like decent ones, which all of them are cheap. You guys know AliExpress. That is a solid tip, though. I can feel that. You guys see that tip? That is a whole, it's just like the Zephyr. The whole thing all the way down here is completely solid. I still don't know which one, what handle that is. Oh, yeah, I do. This is the, it's got a split. Wow, that thing is bright. This may end up being one of the kids' poles, but I'm going to take it out and give it a shot. That is a $23 one. I remember it now. Wow, it feels light. Golden mud carp. Wow. I got me a golden mud carp rod. So that was the first one that came, and it actually, if the Black Knight ends up being a good reel for me, this might be a good setup for it. I'll try to show you guys here. I can't tell. It'll take me a minute here to feel how cheaply or well made or what it is. I'll probably break it on the first. Let's see if I can get you guys up there where you can see. Cork is horrible. See that? Cork, definitely horrible. It's $23 though. Can't expect too much. Of course, I could always just peel that right off, and that's why I was going to show you guys this. Either I could put a new one, which actually looks like very good cork. That's what I was going to talk about. Hang on. Time out. See that? This is an all cork. Like, I'd spotted these on eBay a while back, and they're like $3.50, and they're still like $3.50 on AliExpress, but they were basically foam, EVA, and then had a little like thin taping layer of, I guess, real cork or whatever, but they definitely weren't what these are. These, if you can see in there, and as far down as I can see anyway on shining light, I'm pretty sure this is all cork, glued up, cut, and made, which is actually pretty awesome for like $3.50. So for any of these that say this, I mean, at some point in time, that's probably going to disintegrate. It looks definitely cheap cork. Or they also have these are like 3 something too. And these come with the kind of EVA already on the ends. So if you wanted, it makes it a little easier to butt up to that. A lot of times these, especially if like you go to shorten it or whatever, you might have to do some sanding and trimming. To where this one, you could almost just butt it up, push a little more, you know, get it to right length you want. You'd have to cut it, but you can always add length to these. I guess I should show a video how to do all that if you wanted to use the whole thing, and technically you'd be extending it like almost an inch, half inch. If you wanted to go away from this, some guys like this, some guys actually prefer a solid one. And for honestly, no more than the glue is going to cost. You can get cheap glue also, or you've already have some different kinds. You can use several. There's several different types of glue that work, but basically no more than $10. You can change out. You need an old rod. You need an old rod you can jack around and cut. Oh yeah, and then yeah, thank you for subbing. But yeah, I've noticed that. And no offense to anybody that does reviews, but the Real Test does some rod reviews, but I've noticed over the last couple years that he has a different take on stuff than I do. Just like Raw Fishing, he's definitely not a fan of Fish Band, which well, if you guys, once you know the channel, I definitely like Fish Band. I've never had an issue with the Fish Band reel. I've had issues with the whoever made the Phantom, that reel with the gap, which that's why I didn't get a GH100, because I got the Phantom, and then after the issue with the gap and line getting in, I didn't mess with any others. The Black Knight, the original Black Knight, I wouldn't say it's horrible. Charles still has one, but it's just something about it. The loud bearings and no better than it cast was like a letdown. But I did buy another one. I got it for way cheaper than you get a brand new one. And they do still sell those. So I'm going to see what I can do if any of you guys have those and you're still not really... It got better looking after I got that off. It does look nice. I don't know. It may be a pile of junk. And that's what I'm going to do this winter. I'm going to, come out and test cast any kind of decent day when I can still feel my fingers. But it's definitely going to be a touch tip heavy, just for the fact that is a solid, the whole tip, not quite, well, about half of the actual rod itself, not counting the handle, is a solid tip. And The only thing that honestly looks, well, not the only thing. What I don't like is that, first of all. But then I don't like this. They gave it this cool, which a Phantom would look good on here. You know, especially for like kids, and it matches up here, and man, it looks cool. It looks cool. And then what happened? Oh wait, we went to just a solid black tip, which the tip, let me spin it this way. I don't want to break the tip. That sucker gets very thin. If you guys can make out just how thin that is. I don't know, is that focusing? That tip gets very thin. Let me give you one to compare it to. If you guys are familiar with the Zephyr, let me try to put the Zephyr down here too. Here, whoa, look at that Zephyr, is getting crazy. Now they probably won't focus. There they go. Eyeballing them, they are very close. I'll try to give a feel, just to what I think, if one's softer than the other. Honestly, I think that the Zephyr is softer. Yep, the Zephyr is actually, that's why Charles didn't like it, and kind of why I like it. They look so close, but that Zephyr, I think, is a hair thinner. Focus, you. I'm trying to get them exactly the same distance from the camera. But yeah, they are close. And the Zephyr, I believe, does even look just a little thinner to me, and it definitely is a softer, that's a firmer feel. That's like very soft, and that is a little bit firmer. So way down in the low weights, the Zephyr will still beat out this one. But let me check the length. This one has the Zephyr by, this is the, I think I got the 5.6 on both, but wait a minute, something ain't right. I think this rod's supposed to be 6 foot, but it's basically not quite a couple inches on either end, which does not make it 6 foot. And if you go by where your triggers are, so you even up your triggers, see that little bit of length difference there, but then when you equal the triggers out and then you bring the tips down, I'll try to show you guys, that's all you get. You get about, it might be 3 inches longer rod, maybe. So a Zephyr is rated 168, which is a 6, right? This is rated, this has no rating. Yeah, 180, which is supposed to be, I thought, 6 foot. But I would say it comes a little shy of 6 foot. Yeah, I think it's, honestly, I think it's, unless I push this tip in further than they're supposed to be pushed in, I think it's like 5'11". I don't think it's quite 6 foot. I don't have a tape measure handy on me, or I'd go get one. I was hoping it would be one of the rods where this, because I honestly don't. If I had all the purple on the PW, it would look good on here. I do not have a rod or a reel that looks good on this rod. The definitely takes, that looks horrible. That looks like the nastiest combo you could use, but it may fish wonderfully. I won't be fishing it. You guys want to see it? Who wants to see it? Raise your hand. I can't see it. Bueller? I can't even see to get the line. It's getting cold out here. My videos always take forever. I'm just kind of curious to get a feel for it, because it is a little stiffer. Oh boy. That is not the line I want to grab. And what I'm doing, just so I don't try to create a problem, I'm trying to grab, oh my God. I'm trying to grab this line a few wraps in, because like I just pulled it, it could, the worst mistake you could make is when you pull that out and then you make a cast and you had it underneath one. It like is a nightmare. So yeah, that's freed up. Well, if I can see to tie this on, let's just give it a quick cast. You guys won't be able to see anything that's going on with the cast, the distance. You'll just have to take my word for it if I think it kind of what it feels like. I'm not going to do any stress test on it. I may flex it a little bit with the line, not holding my hand on the... That's how I broke my 522 SUL Cayenne Teton. I had 10-pound line, and I put my thumb on the spool when I like did a pull down. I was giving it a rough, feel, kind of like this. And I had my thumb here, and I pulled too hard. Anyway, this drag is not set for this, but I'm just going to give it a quick, if I can get it untangled. Lift you guys up a little. Whoa, look out. A little bit higher. I'll try to show you guys somewhere where you can see. Can you see on my truck? No, over here in the grass. Yeah, it may be okay. What I'm also watching is where the solid piece goes in on the two piece. If that's too funky looking, it'll just be funky when like you're doing stuff or whatever, but that's not bad actually. Let's tie something on it. It's not horrible. I mean, what do you want? It's $23 shipped. I'm honestly think I may take it and see if Charles, I don't know, because Charles has his Phantom. Oh, that's another thing. If you guys have the Phantom, now his is flaking off. The coating, that shiny, cool looking coating is just not holding up on the Phantom. So if any of you guys have a KR Phantom and have been debating, don't fish it heavily or whatever, and you're wondering, yeah, that coating is not made like durable to last. I don't know if there's a way to put some kind of clear coat over that or whatever. I know it's only a $50 or $60, but I don't know if there's some way to just protect it where it holds out longer or what. But let's see, and that is well, it used to be 1.5 grams. That sucker's got to be getting lighter. It's getting worn out. So I'm just going to spin you guys kind of where you can see, maybe. You should be able to see me, I'm thinking. And I'll just be listening. I'm going to be hollering out if I think it went somewhere. And this was set. I was out here casting this reel with something. I don't remember what. But I just stand here. Oh, and I kind of did the bro signs to it. All I did was I took one of my 6-foot rods and I spaced it off. And this thing does actually not go that far. With all of my reels, and that you guys remember some of the tests, out to that first crack I keep landing out in the street, that is only 48 feet, like right at the crack, close to it, but like it's 50, just a couple feet. I want to say it's 56 or 8 feet out in the middle, and I think I originally had it at, I thought the middle was 60, but so it's close. I was close just stepping it off, but yeah, they don't go real far with this bait. And one other thing, before I do this cast, I also found out that when you have good reels, these lightweight spools, you can get this little, I was casting just as far, this little guy here, 1.5 grams, with the Aldebaran or this guy, and that 6'5" or 6'6" Teton or the Conqueror. I can cast that little dude same distance. I can get it out there about as easily. So like sometimes that extra little, when you're doing 5'6" rod and the 6'6", that extra foot will help you out. Now when you have those heavier 9-gram spools, or 9 gram even, these suckers here are light, like 7 grams, those couple extra gram actually add up, and it's harder to get a thing to cast, on a stiffer rod, a lighter lure. But anyway, here we go. Let's just see. I'm curious to what this thing does. Okay, did not hit. I was sampling. A couple feet shy of the road. Almost hit the road. All right, now I'm going to throw a little more into it. I do not like this grip. Oh, no, it hit the road. I was looking for the road that it never even made. I figured it would make it. Okay, it went down in there. There's a little crevice. It's like right at the road. You know, everybody knows where your water runs to, and it sucks. Like in a car, you'll bottom out. It hit right there. So that is, I want to say that's 40, what did I say, 48 feet? Yeah, I hit there again. So now it's hitting there every time. I'm casting kind of hard. I could probably let go of the brakes a little. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to try it. Okay, hit the road. Hit almost a foot into the road. So yeah, this is definitely, you know, if you can throw that 1.5 grams with the clamber. Charles may actually like this. It definitely, it's closer. It honestly may be the same rod with a different deal made, but I'm going to have to check it. He's got the Volan. If you guys know which one I'm talking about, the Rock and Roll, which has the same coloring, but a whole different handle. Actually way better looking handle, but this was $23. The Volan, I got one, is 30. The cheapest I found it for, no wait, 41, I think. Yeah, I think $41 was the cheapest I could find it for. But man, it looks good and it feels good. But this actually, I think this could almost be the same thing, except they painted the hole like to the tip. Because I think it's 5'6", and it's definitely stiffer. It's stiffer than the Zephyr. And Charles had the Black Knight on it. But I'm going out there tomorrow. I'm going to take this with me for sure. Be watching. Those videos may not be out for a while, though, but I'll compare this to what I have and what Charles has. And just durability, you know. I will use it. It definitely is friggin' bright. I don't know. With say a Black Knight 2, the Phantom, something flashy and shiny. Maybe actually even a... you know, the purple PW100 on here may look kind of cool. Definitely going to stand out and be bright. Like if you want to get something for, if you got I don't know, your wife, girlfriend, maybe your daughter, you want to get her into fishing, you want to find her a cool one, that this may be an option. I mean, for 23 bucks, you get a whatever sort of brightly, there's several of them out there. Like even the Magic Pill, that reel isn't the greatest for throwing super light, but this, I'd say this with that solid tip, you could get away with getting them some 1/8 ounce baits and 1/8 and 1/4 ounce baits. This will still toss it, you know. So anyway, that is the first of our mini reels to come, and there will definitely be more casting shootouts and all that kind of stuff. And oh yeah, I want to talk real quick. Here's the plan. And any of you guys that are actually making YouTube videos or on BFS fishing, you guys will be able to help me out. But I have a plan. Now, here's what I think. We have, a lot of us are going in and we know that this, you know, reel does this and that. People are doing cast tests and everything, but it's hard to like explain on these, you know, rods. I don't want to break it, but how they feel. But I sometimes do test them. I have a CU double coming, and I broke the first one a few years ago. I just did this. I went just like this, like I'm doing right here. And it went boink. Like, I mean, before I even got it there, I didn't even get it loaded. Like, I mean, now I'm not a pro, but I've been enough rods. You can start to feel pressure. You know, you can tell a lot just by doing that. So anyway, especially solid tip, you know, you don't want to do, if this wasn't a solid tip, you wouldn't be doing that. You would already have snapped it. They don't bend quite like these, but these are pretty stout. So this feels good, but here's what I want to do. What I'm going to do, and I suggest you guys do it, and I wouldn't mind if some of you guys would send me deals on how the rod bends. But so the main thing is, so everybody has the same measurements to go by, is we need to get the exact same weights that we're putting on the end of these, and we need to get the exact same angle from the floor. So say if it's, what is that, 30, 45, you know, which is half of 90. So probably like a 45-degree angle. You'd have to get your, you know, measure that out. attach it to whatever. I'm thinking in my case, probably a couple of my dumbbells to get them set. And then what you do, you got a 45-degree angle. You actually measure that, and you just maybe you put a black piece of tape on your wall so you know exactly where that is. So each time you bring the rod in that you want to test, you get it set up even with that tape line, and then we add weight just to see what the tip, so everybody knows how soft or how heavy a tip is. So like say with this bait, this didn't even pull it, but if you add, like say you add a 1/16 of an ounce, didn't do any, put an 1/8 ounce on it, okay, put a quarter, whatever it takes, and then until you get the bend, just so people will know what kind of bend, and there's kind of that's what I plan on doing with mine, kind of charting what I got so you guys can see and know like how soft they are. And not, just like I did with that, I'll be comparing them side by side also, but I think that would be cool to have a little just kind of a rough idea. That way you could go through, and it's pretty much what the I think Tackle Tour does it with a lot of their, but I don't think nobody's doing it all with BFS stuff, especially there's hardly no BFS rods in the States, but AliExpress stuff. It would be kind of cool to know that this, the cheap ones, and just having a picture of it, even maybe just we group it together and start putting them on, because I know Alan and several other people, there's pages you can go to on that BFS fishing and resource and check out. But it'd be cool if we had just basically picks guys could thumb through of this pull here on a rod. You could say thumb through like 4 or 5 picks of 16th, quarter, eighth, or whatever, half, 3/8, and just kind of show the bend. It would roughly show you somewhat of the power and the speed of it as it is. Like this one, most of your solid tips are like what you call extra fast. Definitely fast, most of them extra fast. But some of them, like the Tetons, they'll flex way down here. And this rod does flex down here. It's actually real soft, but it's way softer up here. Like before I can get this to even doing anything, that tip is definitely going like crazy. So this feels pretty good. I actually like the feel. It's definitely more of your, like just touching on, like I said, with kids or very lightweight stuff out on your actual, bigger ponds, or like lake fishermen, you probably want to use none of this light, ultralight stuff. But it's kind of on that little stiffer side of ultralight. It's not near as soft as the, here's the one I broke. Here it is right here. Yeah, I was doing one of these numbers. I had the line and I was just pulling, and I don't know why I did it, but now this is one of the only rods, I don't know if you guys can still see, but I'll probably break it again. This 522 SUL is definitely a strong rod. I honestly wish it was, but look how far it bends. It's like a full, I know that kind of makes it a little bit straight, but even before that, like you can see it starts pulling hard. I've caught, like, I think the first bass I think I caught on this was like 2.5 pounds. That's insane. Video's out. Check it out. It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it is out on there on my channel. All right, what else? Oh, I can't decide the clamber that I have on here. I've been debating. I thought I loved it and I wanted to keep it on. That's the kind, like, here, let me show you. Like, for instance, just that, oh boy, I'm gonna end up breaking something here by yanking line off. You guys still see me at all? And I'm going to wrap this up right now, but see basically what you'd be able to do, just like this right here. That's a 6.5, okay? I think I got the drag. But you see how that, figure out whatever so you guys can see how it is. And that is way stiffer than, I'd say, any of my rods that I would consider BFS. I'm going to try to show you the difference if you guys can make it out. Okay. Here's the kind Teton 6.6. Now they're both considered light. They make a 6.8 medium light, which you can't get any of these one-piece rods anymore, but I don't know if you guys can make out. Hopefully you make out that is bending more, and it is easier to pull. Not by a ton. Let me try to do this. Oh boy, this is where I start having problems. I've done this out on the water too, but so I'm going to try to hold these right. Oh boy, this is going to be nasty. I know the spine and all that, but just to show you guys, that's harder to pull. The Teton, it's just like a quarter power difference. I don't know. I'm gonna stop before I tear something up. But what I'm finding is that I actually like that more flex. Oh yeah, I want to talk about one last thing, and then I swear I'm gone. I promise. I promise. I'm gone after this. I think I figured out, in my mind anyway, why these Conquerors break, and they do break. If you guys don't know, Kind Conqueror, awesome, light, sensitive. Don't buy them; they do break. I can't suggest you to buy them, but if you come across a deal on one that's not broke, I mean, you can take your chance. I bought 3. Or no, sorry, I bought 5. I bought the whole lineup. Bought all 5 of them that are 1 piece. You can get them in 2 piece too. I bought all 5. 2 of them broke. I still have 3. This is the smallest one, 6.5 light. I bought a 6.8 medium light, snapped it. 6.6 medium, snapped it. I still have the 6.7 medium heavy and the 6.10 heavy, and they work good. I use them for chatterbaits, bigger regular stuff. But this rod, and I think I figured out why they break. They do this spiral wrap. They try to do like what Shimano and them do, so it's stronger. Like this is hard. This is like a definitely stiffer, and then it's kind of back to maybe a touch stiffer blank material than the Tetons. Well, mine. Well, let me show. Well, I don't know if I can show you or not. I know it's dark. Can you guys even see? You guys can't hardly even see. Anyway, here's what here's the other ones. Here's the 2 I broke. I think I was trying to glue one back together, do whatever, but they broke. This one broke like a foot or so up above that, but I think, and this one broke just above it, not far above it. I think what happens is when I was casting, like that wrap doesn't let the whole rod flex. Like they stiffen the rod on a rod blank that should not have been stiffened because it's probably just a little, oh, that doesn't feel right. Just a little too, I guess not, you know, just not rated. It needed to flex even more than what that let it. Basically, like if you were trying to cast and you're holding up here, you got too much weight, you know, too much going on that's moving here, and you stopped it from letting it do its bowing like it should have, and it may not have broke. Anyway, I don't know. I just know that I can't recommend these. I do have 3, and this one does. It's doing the job. It does work awesome, but it's one of those, like every time you use it, you double check what bait you're gonna hook onto it. This Teton, no lie, I've thrown the big whopper plopper at 130. I think not. I think they make one bigger now, but I've tested. I put this through the ringer, and it no issue. Like I never doubt it. Like if I want to throw, I don't do it anymore, but if I wanted to, I can take 1/2 ounce spinner baits, chatterbait, anything a 1/2 ounce. I have no issues with throwing a 1/2 ounce bait on this. It's not the best thing to use, you know, it's going to load up, and I don't want to try to rear and throw as hard as I can. You know, you got to use a little sense there, but that's what I was doing when I broke the 6.6, broke on the chatterbait, and then, so I was like, well, I'm going to see if the 6.8, no wait, I broke the 6.8 first. I think it broke on something, was right around its rating, but I mean, it should not have friggin' broke. So then I was like, okay, well, the 6.6, it was rated. I went under what it was rated for, and I was casting it. And same thing, like wasn't a week or 2 later. Maybe it was a 1/2 ounce. What did it break on? I don't know. Anyway, it broke. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Thanks again to Real Test. Give me a shout out. I'm definitely going to have more rod, reel, BFS, and regular gear. Man, it is dark. I don't know, is anybody, let me look before I hang up. Somebody else said something. Thank you very much. Brew Tank Outdoors. Sounds like they must have their own channel also, but started following me after he saw the deal on the Real Test. Charles just messaged me. What's Charles want? Oh, Charles is going to get the chainsaw and tow rope together. Sounds like a plan. We're going back to the place we call Paradise. I call Paradise. Charles just calls it somewhere else. But anyway, there's two places. There's this place and this place over here. Well, we haven't been there at all this year because a tree fell down. So we're going to have to chainsaw it out tomorrow. It's going to be cold, so we'll do that, then get out and fish. Then Sunday, we're going to where the monster lives. Now, I probably won't catch that same fish again, but this baby right here is going to be in my hand, and we're going to be hunting for giants. Because we left. We had a plan. We went stream fishing. Be looking forward to those videos. So we left not even a half hour after catching my personal best giant. We actually just packed up. Bite was still going with that worm, and went and got ready and went creek fishing just because that's what we do. And we wanted to test out the Zephyr. Oh, look at that. And we wanted to test out, our Charles's travel rod, and we got all that coming up on the videos. So, all right, I'm done for real this time. Thanks for watching, guys. I might put another live video together at the end of the week. Hopefully you'll be able to see better than this thing. Look at that truck. Future plans. That is going bye-bye. And I'm getting me the same thing, just a better version. I like those years. Comment also if you guys think about the roughly 97 to 2002. I think 2003 looked the same, but I think they changed a lot in 2003. I think they could even have that junky cam phaser motor. Do not buy a Ford pickup with the 5.4 that has cam phasers. There's certain years. Don't do it. My yellow truck, no, they're no good. This motor, very strong. I had a 99 Ford Lightning. I've had two of these. 97, this 2000, and I think I had another one at some point. I don't know. I've had a lot of trucks. But these motors are strong, and they run good, and they just work. They four-wheel drive, no issues with anything other than little mechanical stuff. Like now the power steering pump started making a little whine. But it's got 240,000 miles on it, so they just keep chugging away. I want to say that these and the Lincolns roughly get like, I want to say they're getting like 400,000 plus miles out of the whole drivetrain, other than little mechanical deals. Anyway, I got to go. We'll talk about that later. Bye.